And as you guys know, I'm Christophe. I will be going to UCLA in the fall, majoring in electrical engineering.
Oh, my major.
Oh yeah, what are you majoring in?
I'm majoring in dual major, so applied physics and mechanical engineering.
We'll be bet and Blaine.
I plan on majoring in finance.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. So I guess brainstorming before the podcast, we really didn't know exactly because none of us are really experts in anything quite yet, so it's not like we have a specific topic. But one commonality that we did find between us is this, young black men striving for excellence in whatever field it is, engineering, finance, whatever it may be. And despite, having this commonality of being black men trying to push themselves, their families forward, we all are going at it differently. Amiri is going to a HBCU down in Atlanta.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to UCLA public school, big public school. Blaine's going to NYU, private liberal arts school. So yeah, we're just really going at it different ways, and it's. I guess the biggest thing is that it is kind of sad that when we as we all know, you go to a little cookout, start talking about what your plans are, where you're going, where you're headed, and it's just the fact that this sort of us being here, having this conversation here, is the anomaly.
Yeah, they don't expect us to achieve a certain amount, and it's not even that, and they don't consciously know that they don't expect us. People don't consciously know they don't expect us. It just comes out when they speak. It comes out in their diction and their rhetoric. It's like, Blaine, you know what I'm saying? Dang, so NYU? Wow, must have been difficult. I'm surprised you got in. How did you get in? And it's like, it's being surprised that I accomplished something it shouldn't be a normal. It shouldn't be normal. A norm.
Shouldn't be normal to be so surprised at black excellence.
Yeah, because the truth of the matter is, there is power in what we're doing. First of all, we're defying so many statistics, right? Our survival to every year that we live in our teenage years and our young adulthood, literally is defeating a statistic in some type of way.
Yep.
Changing the statistic.
Yeah, and changing it too, and changing the numbers, which is important to state, because what people need to understand is that every single day your decisions affect not only you but also your community. And it's not. I know that some people. I know it's important to focus on you and stuff like that. But in terms of your bigger accomplishments, there's always something you can give back to the community. Us as 3 black men going to various prestigious colleges in their own way.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? In their own respective ways. That there's power in that. And it's honestly amazing the fact that, we can talk about our ups and downs. Not all of us are perfect. You know what I'm saying? We've had some have more success in one area and some have, less success in another area. And It's just life. But we can talk about it. And I've never held these 2 men to anything less than greatness, right? And I've never been surprised, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've never been maybe I'd be surprised if they didn't get into somewhere, because I expect the best from everybody, especially if you look like me, and I want you to succeed, because in a time like this, where we are fighting for, more of a political equality, but also, kind of trying to make it so that we also have social equality. I think it's important that we all understand that everybody is capable of achieving great things in education and great things in life. And of course, education isn't everybody's path, like Christophe mentioned before, and like Blaine mentioned before.
Yeah.
We had a separate conversation, but it's whatever path you decide, there is always some type of personal enrichment that you can get from that. And when you use your enrichment, you can also teach what you've learned to others. And it doesn't matter, of course, we're taking the college path. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, for a lot of people, college may be like the biggest scam.
Yeah.
And regardless of if you think it's a biggest scam, a great investment, whatever you think it is the way that it's like your way in. your way into this society of, in higher learning and, get in these different careers. I mean, lots of people say, oh, well, Bill Gates didn't go to college, Steve Jobs didn't go to college, whatever it is. But I mean,
LeBron.
There are very different paths. But I definitely believe that this right here is something that should become more of a norm in our communities.
Yeah, because
it shouldn't be that we are defining the odds going to these colleges. It shouldn't be that we're defining the odds going into finance or engineering. This sort of striving for, I don't even want to call it excellence, because growing up, my parents have it isn't excellence, it's an expectation. And what we need to do is really, or either it's through us or encouraging the people younger than us, because we all have younger friends that we're kind of sort of mentoring. It's kind of encouraging this to become not black excellence, but the black expectation.
Yeah. Y'all ever got that question, like, are you the first one in your family to go to college?
Yep.
Yeah.
I hate that.
I mean, and that's crazy because for so many people, though, it is. The question is like, I'm the first person to go, but it's like, it's the fact that you have to ask the question. I would never ask.
I would never. Oh yeah, I never ask a white. I never asked a white person to be the first person to go to college. But I mean, it's like, I mean, a lot of that does stem from. I mean, it does stem from a lot of the systematic issues that we are fighting for now, which is why a lot of African Americans did not get a chance to go to college to begin with, and you don't go to college, you don't get high wages or anything. You build no generational wealth for the people after you, and that kind of cycle continued. But that's different.
Yeah,
that's different. That's a whole different
history lesson.
That's a whole different episode. But it's
actually episode 2.
But it's about building even if you haven't achieved the excellence yet in your family, whatever it is. Sometimes you have to trick yourself into believing you are something before you are something.
Right.
So you trick yourself into thinking this is an expectation, this is a standard. So when you shoot for these high heights, it's not even shooting, it's a mentality thing. You're meant to get it. And let's say in reality you don't get it. But you're in a better place because of that.
Yeah, because I get you. I agree with that, right? Like when we often say we're shooting for the stars,
shooting for the stars,
and it's like
aiming for the moon,
right? And nobody has ever been there. We're supposed to assume that we're already amongst the stars, which is facts.
Yeah, you got it.
We are surrounded.
You got to. Sometimes you got to trick yourself to think that.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter which direction we reach in. There's always going to be something shining that will help influence us and help influence others. Because I honestly believe that our accomplishment is an inspiration, as a story of inspiration. Like I can inspire people who look like me, who come from the same neighborhood that I do.
Yep.
And people who don't look like me and come from different neighborhoods. And I can tell them like, look, I did this, and this. I have stories of success, a few plenty of stories of failure. But in those stories of failure, I found strength, and I turned it into a certain part of my success story. So in our college process, it would just be probably those college rejections.
Oh yeah, I mean, but then again on this, it's like it's not even just about inspiring the people like younger than you. Like you can inspire the people above you, the people who maybe didn't achieve that, but see you working for that.
Right.
But I mean, I guess that's that. But I guess going around the table, now that we can go around the table.
Yes, sir.
What are your guys' biggest worries about going to college? I mean, we're going in different situations, so I guess I can start with you, Amiri. Going to the house.
The house.
What are some of the at least from a college standpoint?
From a college standpoint.
What are your biggest worries?
You know what? This may not be from a college standpoint, and it may be a little deep for some people. So there, personal story. My father is a very intelligent man. He drops a lot of knowledge from me the way I think, especially from my mom, of course.
Knowledge dropping.
Even to me and Christophe during times where we pause the episode and we come back, you may sound like, hey,
you guys might think it is always a full take.
Yeah.
Sometimes we take a little break, get on a little knowledge in.
And in that we learn so much. So, for him, for me, he's been talking to me for, of course, my entire life and just feeding me information. And I used to be in bed at night. I remember I was around 8th or 9th grade or whatever. He had told me something that I can't remember exactly what it was, but something centered around just, black people, our history, etc., and their strength and who we are. And I remember that I thought knowing the information would get me assassinated or killed by the FBI. And I thought that I knew something that was beyond me. And I was me and him and I and whoever else where he got the information from, we were just granted with this knowledge. And I thought that's just nobody. I've never heard it before. And I thought since nobody else knew it, I was knowing something that probably was going to get me killed. For all the people that I've looked up to have either been assassinated, arrested, imprisoned, and have life. Whether it's siblings, whether it's family older than me and younger than me, it's always been the case. So that would be my fear. So I remember when I got accepted into Morehouse, one of my biggest things was I would be in a community around people who may be able to have probably that same fear at one time, but be amongst other men who look like me, and potentially think like me, and who are challenged in the same way intellectually. And I think one of my biggest worries isn't so much that is something that's bad and makes me different, but it's actually something that makes all of us more dangerous. And especially in this time, like I said, that influx of knowledge, that knowing so much is potentially dangerous, and we're at a school where there's been a lot of bad things that have happened. And one of my fears is that I will enter, Atlanta or whatever, and something about my presence, something about who I stand for, what the people at that school stand for. Hopefully, I don't encounter anybody who opposes any of that or who sees my knowledge as dangerous, because it takes away from what they're trying to achieve in life. And instead of trying to support me and how I'm trying to better the people who look like me and influence others to better the people who look like them as well. So that is actually a huge worry, but it's also it's also a big gift. And I can explain that a little bit later. Another huge worry, of course, more in the academic sense, is that I'm going into a very difficult major. And like I previously said, we have to change the way we kind of communicate in terms of reaching for the stars. I used to always think that me being a mechanical engineer was reaching for the stars. I don't know a lot of black mechanical engineers besides the men and women at Smash who have inspired me to be part of the STEM program at any place I step into. But I worry that I cannot accomplish that, and if I don't accomplish that, I'm contributing to a statistic that defeats or kind of hurts my people and the way people perceive us. So it's kind of trying to live up to expectations, I guess. Yeah. And I don't want that. I mean, of course, that's not something I'm not fearful. I say I have no fear of anything. But in terms of just something that probably would make me a little anxious at certain times, at times where I may not do as well, I'm starting to work on trying to change my mindset. And that is, honestly, that's one of the biggest worries of mine. It's disappointing not only myself, the people who hold me to such high expectations, but also the people who hold me to low expectations and meeting those low expectations.
I mean, I guess the thing is that from the people that hold you to such, or the people that you're trying to meet those expectations for, there isn't much that you can do to disappoint them. Yeah. You're never disappointing grandma. unless you're doing something, out of the line, terrible. But it's for those people that you are fighting for or fighting to meet some expectations that you've set for yourself for them. I guess the one thing is you've already passed their grace. The rest of it is for you. I mean, it's psychologically you're tricking yourself to do it for them. but like you've already done everything that you can for them.
Yeah.